All right, so on this one, I'm going to give you a little teaser. New beekeepers coming in, just show you some things that you'll be getting into. Hope you're looking at my other videos. So, do you want to be a beekeeper? Part one, part two, and we're working on part three. And I'll give you a couple of teasers in between videos just to show you some of the things that you'll be getting into. So, today I'm going to be doing uh, honey inspection. Just checking the honey stores, see if they're close for extraction or how the bees doing, if there's any problems or issue. My last Demaray I just inspected, I was kind of a little bit disappointed, not discouraged. I expected, a little bit more. They do have one deep super full of nectar that they're capping over, but I have 5 boxes on this, so I expected at least 2 boxes to be prepared with nectar, but that wasn't the case. And also, I noticed when I took the top off, there wasn't a lot of bees on the screen inner cover. And all the times I inspected those hives, there's always a lot of bees up on the top box in that on that screen inner cover. So today I'm going to inspect this one just to make sure everything's going good. So just follow along with me. I'll try to describe as much as I'm doing, and I'm going to slow it down a little bit. It usually takes me like 10-15 minutes to do this, but because I'm talking and making an educational video, I try to go slow so people that watching can understand what's actually going on. All right, here we go. So let's get this cover. Remember, the bees don't have access to me because there's a screen in the cover. Now I'm going to show you the difference of the other Demaray. Now see, there's a lot of bees up here on this one, and that's what, oh wow, I can smell honey. It's being cured. Okay. And also what you can do, you can take this and just, move it, see if you can lift it. And by the weight of it, which feels pretty heavy, you can tell how they coming along with the honey stores. So what I'm going to do is get my smoker. Oh, it's right here. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Gonna do the same thing. Smoke. It's a little windy, so they might not be getting the smoke. There we go. Smoke them. And I always take my good stuff, Be Calm. We're gonna smoke the front also. And we gave them some Be Calm at the entrance. Now here's what I noticed. These are things you gotta pay attention to. When I smoked them, the sound of the bees sounded like a lot more bees. It sounded like a roar instead of a buzz. And I'm gonna take the top off and let's see what's going down here. I'm gonna give them a little spray of Be Calm. And you see how fast the guard bees are out? So that means they're guarding honey. That's how I tell when honey is in here. They're a little defensive when you go in it. So what we're gonna do is gonna pop this screen off here. Already smoked it. Some drones at the top trying to get out. Let him out. And so let's pop the middle. I usually start from the middle. The middle usually tells you what's going on. So yeah, that's what they got there. They working up here. See the difference in this top box? They're actually capping honey already. And they're storing some on the other side. I don't know if you can see that. I want to take a look at one more. I like to look in the middle because that's usually where they start, from the middle and work their way out to the end. Yeah. I don't know. Looks like they moving the honey around. I took this off of the other hive actually because they were regressing. I don't know what they doing here. All right, let's take another look at this one. Now see, this is the one I have 9 frames in here. All right, this one, they coming along a little better. If you can see that. It's kind of weird because they storing it in like sections instead of working from the middle. Now this one I have 9 frames in. We talked about this on the video with that little orange tool I was showing you, where you take a 10 frame box and make it into 9 frames and the bees build the frames out. So I have 3, 6, 9 frames in here. And that was actually this tool that I showed you. This is what you would use to space the frames out. See, and I'm dead on. Everything's in line. You put that there and then you space your frames out. All right, so let's move right along. I see they are testing today, so that means they're not happy with me going in the box. But what can they do? I have a bee suit and I'm bigger than them and I got a smoker. Yeah, I love my bees though. Give them a little smoke. All right, so we're gonna take this box down. Oh, that's light. Okay. I don't know if you can see that one. Let you get a little shot of that one. All right, so sometimes the bees attack my microphone, so there's some little frequency that it bothers them. All right, so we're gonna start from the middle again, because the bees usually start, they bill out the middle here and then they go that away and that away. So sometimes what you have to do is when they bill it out, if something's up, they'll just go up. So you'll take these at the end and bring them in and checkerboard them and push the ones out that's already done so they can start drawing them out. I hate dropping my hive tool. It always picks up sand. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to pull right out of the middle here. Right out of the middle. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is heavy. Yeah, this is full of nectar. I don't know if you can see that. This has plenty of nectar in it and it's pretty heavy. And if you can see this side, let me see if I can flip it. See that? They starting to cap it. See that? So once they cap that all the way down, that'll be ready. Oh, they doing great on this one. All right. I don't want to leave this out because what happens is bees will get mad with me because you're advertising their goods for other bees to come over and start robbing. So I'm just going to pull one more out and then we'll leave them alone. Oh, baby, look at that. See, this is what I was looking for on the other side. Look at that side. This one's almost ready. See that? And you see how rowdy the bees are? That's why I tell you, when they're making honey, they get rowdy. They guard that honey with their lives. They don't want you to come. Okay, so this one's coming along pretty good. I'm happy with what I see there. I won't bother them anymore. Look at the amount of bees that's around me. They're like, hey boy, put that honey back and close our cover. No way, man. No way. No way, man. No way. So, all right, should I take another one off? All right, let's take another one off. Look, I'll put this flat. Where's my smoke? Yeah, when they get too rowdy around my head and make all of that noise, I'll just smoke them. And like I said, what the smoke does is it confuses them and they can't communicate or coordinate an attack on you while you're out here. So, okay. And this one should weigh a ton. That's how you know when it has a lot of honey. Next to cut. Yep, this one's heavy. So we'll put that else there. And now look at this. You can tell the difference already. The other ones I checked on the other Demaray, they didn't have that many bees here. So what I'm going to do is take 2 frames out the middle, and we'll see how they're coming along with the honey sucrose, the honey process, and then we'll button it back up and leave them alone. You know, like I said, I don't like to be in here bothering the bees, but we have to take care of them, check them, make sure they're doing good. Then we can leave them alone. We just have to make sure. Okay, see, they building nectar. Okay, this one's not quite ready. All right, but I'm happy with the amount of bees I see in here. So I won't even go any further. There's pollen and nectar in this one. This is out of the middle. You can see a little capping right there in the corner. So they haven't quite gotten to this one yet. I see some more being capped, so we'll put this back. So all of my honey is in that yellow box right there that I just took off. Got a bee under there. See, that's why I don't like y'all going under, then you get squashed. Yep, he got squashed. Poor little fella. That's fine. I'm just going to take one more off. I'm just going to take one more off. Oh, yeah, this is heavy too. Wow. Okay, so that one's heavy too. Now, the last time I came in, they were drawing this one out. Let me bring the camera down a bit. So right down here is where my queen is at and the rest of the bees. And that blue thing there, that's my queen excluder to keep the queen from coming up in the honeysuckers and laying eggs. So I'm just going to check this box. I'm not going to take it off. In about 2 weeks, I'm due for an inspection down here just to make sure that there's no overcrowding in the bee chamber here, the brood box, the main chamber. Once this gets overcrowded, that stimulates the thing for them to start thinking about swarming. And once you keep the unemployed bees occupied, then that takes away some of that thought about swarming, because they are the ones that harass the queen to lay in the queen cells that they build so they can leave. So at least once a month or twice a month, you want to go down in here, look for swarm cells, especially in Florida. Because in Florida, we don't have much of a winter, so swarm season is longer than up north. You know, some of those guys up north, they'll tell you, oh, in September and November, you don't have to worry about swarming. Well, not down here in Florida. You got to always keep your eyes open. In my area, South Florida, I think we get a break in December, January, and February. You don't have to worry about swarming. But after that, swarming starts up. So, all right, let me stop talking and let's open up this and get in here. So, I'm just gonna pop the middle frame out, see what they doing. This was actually an empty. Yeah, I worked better this year. This was actually an empty super here. Let me see how they doing. All right, beautifully. So they drawing this out and they storing nectar. If you look sideways there, you can see it being drawn out. You can see the nectar pollen there. And this is the middle. So they are working this. Yep, they're working it out. Oh yeah, so they're all right. They're doing well here. They're building this out. So this one has 10 frames in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. So this one has 10. When they get these frames built out, then what I'll do is I'll take one frame out and space them out into 9 so they can make the cones fatter. All right, I'm happy with what I see here. There's no need to go in there yet. It's not time for an inspection. So let's put these boxes back on. Let me give the bees a reward. The ones here, they were pretty good, so I'm going to reward them with some sugar syrup. Give them a little squirt to get them off the edge. All right, and then we'll put the box back on. And as always, bees still get squashed. So you can't worry about that. When you have a healthy hive, 1 or 2 bees getting squashed, hey, that's part of the job. So see, look at the amount of bees that just came up to the top. Those are what you want to see when you open your hive. That's why they say 3 hives are 2, 2 hives are 1, and 1 hive is none. So you need to at least start with 2 or 3 hives, whatever you can afford. And remember my favorite slogan, beekeeping is not cheap. I don't know if you ever watched WWE wrestling. I used to watch it, and I used to like The Godfather. Because The Godfather used to say, pimping ain't easy. So it's like that, beekeeping ain't cheap. That's my slogan for beekeeping. Beekeeping ain't cheap. His slogan was, pimping ain't easy. But here we go. All right, so this is my main honey box right here. They got this. This thing is heavy. So this is getting ready to cap over. I'm not sure if it'll be ready at the end of the month or maybe in June. Today is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And unfortunately, my mother passed away a year ago, so I don't have mother to celebrate Mother's Day. But I'm thankful she left us a property, and I have 2 more hives I'm putting over there in her yard at the old house. So I'm thankful. You know, she taught me a lot of good things and always prayed for me and kept me out of trouble. I used to be the black sheep of the family. And she used to tell me how much time she'd pray for me that, you know, I'd change. And I changed. So we had a very good relationship. But anyway, that's it for this. And I'm going to get this back on here. So they going. They doing their thing. Quite happy with another thing you can do with these boxes when you put them on, just rub them from side to side. Sometimes the bees will get out of the way. All right, that looks good. Where's my screen? Put my screen back on. Get them out of the way. That's where your bee brush comes in. Okay, good. Top cover. All right, bee brush again. You brush them off the top. Because they can't go in, so they just gonna stay in there. They're gonna get trapped in between the telescopic cover. I guess they like to smell honey. All right. So that's it for this inspection. Quite happy with what I seen here. A little bit disappointed with the other Demaray. You know, I'm thinking, what if they swarm? You know, that could be another possibility, but the last time I checked, there was no queen cells. That was like 2 weeks ago, I want to say. I try to check them once a month because I just did the Demaray, so the queen had to build up all of those frames that I put in there. Because what I did, my hive was so huge, I say, in order to keep them from swarming, I'm going to give them all foundation. So that'll take them a while to build up that foundation, and it'll be not crowded or congested in there. And so I was kind of surprised that, you know, it was so thin. Hopefully they were out foraging, and that's why the population looked thin. But I'm kind of concerned about that, so that's something I want to keep an eye on. And like I say, as a good beekeeper, that's something that you want to keep an eye on also. So let me get my blocks on top of here so the wind don't blow the cover off. And while I'm here, I know it's not something I planned, but while I'm here, maybe I can just check these and see if they need refilling, or should I take them off? I just want to check them, see if the sugar jars are empty, because these I've been feeding. All right, so after this, I won't put any more on. So you see, they still got sugar syrup in here. They're doing okay. Yep, they got plenty. So I won't need to worry about them. They should be doing good. And this was a 6-frame nucleus I had. I did a cutout actually, and the queen died. I don't know what happened to the queen. She was in there, and then I went in one day and I stopped seeing eggs and brood. And so I got them another queen, introduced it to them, and now they have 9 frames drawn out. So I was kind of happy with them. This is the one that gave me honey, and they regressed on me. So what I'm going to do here is just keep an eye. I gave them a new queen, and I started feeding them. So this one's tight, the wax cup. There we go. All right, so they're doing good too. Yep, see? They're drinking down the sugar syrup. And what you got to do also is put a little bit of apple cider vinegar or a drop of bleach to keep it from fermenting. If you don't, it'll ferment and go bad on you. And then your bees will get drunk and sting you. Yeah, that's just an old fable. I'm just messing with you guys. Anyway, this is what I love to do in my spare time. This is better than getting in trouble, going to the bar and drinking and fooling around with women and all of that good stuff. This keeps me out of trouble. Even though I don't do that, I'm married and quite happy with that. So let's get this back on. All right. And that's that. And we done over here. And maybe when I get ready to make a video on going into hives, we'll use these 2 hives because there's less bees in here. This is a single brood chamber. These tops on here are just to cover up the sugar water for robbing. And that's it for this video. I'm done. And once again, peace, love, and happiness. And if you like this video and you were able to gain some good information from it, hit the subscribe button. Give me a like. Give me some comments. Tell me what you think I did wrong. Tell me if I suck or whatever. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm just here trying to help the beginning beekeepers. You know, I went through this stuff when I first started, so I think that what I can do is go back to the people that's coming behind me and say, hey, this is what not to do. Here is how you do it. Here is a shortcut to learning rather than having to go through the hardship that I went through, the failures that I went through to learn. You know, I can be there to say, hey, don't go left, go right, or don't go right, go straight. And that's all my intentions is. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not interested in that and being popular. Just trying to help the beginning beekeepers and share a couple videos with my relatives and friends. All right, that's it for today. Once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.